Well, bienvenue, YouTube. Welcome. This is the USS, which one is it? It's the Resolute. And alongside we've got the lovely James Madison. Now, you can see from the fact that this just has an insane looking VLS that this is something a little bit different. So this is a concept for an Arsenal ship. So the idea of an Arsenal ship is it's got one purpose, and it's basically an SSGN but a battleship. So it's got 320 Tomahawks. We're going to sling all 320 of these Tomahawks at an incoming Red 4 group. Now, I've put them a decent distance away. What we'll actually do is just keep everything in position for now. Will we? No. What do we have in terms of returns for them right now? Oh, I've actually got one identified already, 052T. Fabulous. So, in fact, I apologise, I self-correct here. We are going to coordinate a big missile attack, and it's going to be snazzy. So, continue. Jimmy Carter. All ahead 1/3. So this is a Seawolf class attack boat. This whole thing's job is just to hide here. It's at emissions control. It's basically just listening in on sonar. We'll put towed array out. Bottom should... Okay, so it's basically saying we're too close to the bottom because there's 200 feet of water here. So if we're on the surface, I can put the towed array out. Yeah. I basically ordered it to be right on the bottom. You can see it's very shallow water here. But the basic concept for this is to see what a large-scale combat operation in terms of, I hate that term now, but large-scale warfare would look like Lisco with a Arsenal ship in tow. So this is basically the what if the US, instead of building a bunch of ships that didn't really work, littoral combat ships, actually sort of rolled the dice, figured out exactly what the next major conflict with them was going to be, and nailed it on. And hey presto, you got the Madisons, or not the Madisons, it's the Madison class Arsenal ship. So you can see this is fifth, and you can just see how insane the VLS is. So what we'll do is I'm going to wait to get more than just one. So we've got 052D identified, so I can look at him. So this is one of our ships. You can see it's quite a big group here. I'm just wondering why we've identified him and no one else. I can't even detect anyone else, including... Hello! Feedback on this will be that I've not got the up-to-date Chinese aircraft on this. I didn't know how... I couldn't figure out how to make that work to get anything more up-to-date than this. However, I do not believe that in today's simulation this would make much of a difference. The Grim Reapers have done a really interesting video, basically asking the question of using your aircraft to defend against incoming missiles in sort of 2026, does that help or not, as long as you have an AWACS up. So it'll be very interesting to see how that goes for us as well. But we are... The Jimmy Carter, they are moving very slowly out to have a listen. We are now just gonna... So yeah, we are starting to pick up the noises. So you can see they're moving around because the Carter is saying, I can detect them within that area, but that is my ring of certainty for where they are. So the 052, that's being picked up by a rivet joint aircraft. The rivet joint is that aircraft there. I'm going to put them above Sling. Sling's a formation of Arleigh Burkes, which are here to basically defend against a counter-attack, predominantly. But we'll just move him closer and see if we can get a decent answer as to... Positive identifies combat negative enemies. Now, these guys are going to get put here and then sent to orbit, and we'll send them to 36,000. Radars on. Actually negative. Yeah, take you to MCON. And we'll put this in a similar part of the world, just other side. They're stinging LRASMs today, but they are going to give us full radars, and they're going to be basically acting as our AWACS today. So these are some Hornets, and these are the LRASM, they're stealth cruise missiles. So these are missiles that we deemed as fully stealth, and yeah. So we've already got radar contacts in the area, outstanding. That's at 35,000, that's not necessarily an accurate pickup. But we've got 4 contacts, all confirmed hostile. So let's start our attack. Trebuchet, I'm going to have the James Madison, the Arsenal ship, start engaging. Now, you do end up slinging at quite a rate of knots here. And it's going to take these missiles about quite a while to get there, because it's about a 300 mile flight, and they fly about 500 knots, so it's just 100 hours flying time. 20, 40, 60, 80 rounds. 052 should be fine with 20. That will do. No idea what this is. But it's showing us 35,000 feet, which is the confusing part. Lightnings. Just to clarify, what is the range on their JASMs? 160... 150 mile range. Okay. And what's their speed? 540. So we'll have to launch them from behind the Tomahawks. Understood. And Bogachev mobile flight. What's your LRASM range programmed at? So cruising 580, they're going to have to launch even further back. And they could launch now if they want to. Okay. Let's let this run. So, let's have a little look at the James Madison. So he should be firing now. That's not good. I'm gonna... yeah, he's gonna be shooting a lot now. I am gonna... So we fired 20 at each, which is 4, which is 80 rounds. Now, because it's in company with these guys, we're going to assume it's a dead Yabadi. And we'll give him 40 rounds. We'll declare him as hostile. Stop moving. So these fly at 500 knots, and they've got a theoretical range of 950 miles. Now, next thing to look at. So these are the RGM 109s. Oh, for fuck's sake. See, it's just a messed up finger. How many times that opened? So we're going to have a little look at this RGM 109E that we started firing. Slinger are going to get involved as well with them, but these are the RGM 109Ms. This is the current generation. These are what we're seeing used in the current, well, current as of time of recording, US, frankly, war in Iran. So these appear to be Tomahawks with RAM coating. That's radar absorbent material. As such, they have the reduced level of... Why are they dropping their bags? Unless they're just saying our bags are emptied out now. But we need basically everything to catch up. The theoretical plan here is that Hornet flight. I'm going to have them sling all their missiles. So they've got 4 rounds each, and there's 10 of them, that's 40 rounds. I'm going to have them sling their rounds into the mix, turn cold, return to base, which I've managed to delete out of this version of the save. Outstanding. That's interesting. So those are aircraft. So Miga, that's a helicopter. That'll be either a fighter or an AWACS. And that'll be fighter or AWACS, probably a fighter. What we'll do is I'll actually involve the Jimmy Carter in our counterfire. I know, like backup fire. In fact, all stop, not cavitating. Let's get to 20-ish miles. Dead slow. Barely making any noise. At MCON, using weapons hold as his orders. And what the plan will be is we'll fire a wave of harpoons at whatever needs them firing at it, and then we'll go from there, basically. So you can see this is just a string of harpoons coming off out of the Madison. So Resolute, this is one of the theoretical Trump-class battleships that are supposedly coming soon. CPS, can't remember what that is. Is that the hypersonic? Yes. I do have a theory for what I'd quite like to use this for, actually. And the railgun has got a range of 54 miles. We're not going to close that far today. I can't be bothered. But the CPS vehicle, I've got a plan for that. Because that's, yeah, 270 miles minimum range. But the theoretical plan I have is we're not going to aim to actually hit anything with that, but we are just going to throw it at them and they're going to have to defend it. Probably use a bunch of missiles trying to defend it. In fact, would that? No, it would probably not attack a ship. Then you got railgun. What's that? That's probably to do with railgun as well. I don't know. 32 megajoule. Have it? Yeah, it is. Then you got laser. He's going to be saying that all video. Like, Alright, boys. Double tap, please. So how is he in range for PL-15? And my boys aren't in range for M120D? By a long shot. Crank with him. You can see just how thick my... I'm worried about that large radar return. I've got nothing targeted on yet. I'll wait for it to get near, and then we will fire from sling. Because they've got TLAMs. In fact... Pause. So, the Gettysburg. This is a Ticonderoga. Like I say, it's near future, so this is only very much its last legs. And what we're going to do is... Now, this will be leading the convoy, and trust me, there is method to the madness here. 20 rounds from your Tomahawk. Fire into random mountainside there. That's the Gettysburg's standing orders. The Kelly. It has the modernised TLAMs on board. So fire all 16 of your TLAMs, please, into this. Again, because it's selling in company, we're going to assume it's hostile. Now, we're not slinging all these rounds because it's going to take this many rounds to sink a ship. We know it's not. But what we are doing it for is because effectively all of the incoming rounds are going to get shot down. So it's an incredible battle of attrition. The Evans now, and that is going to be... It's 16, and I'm going to put those against the Type 052D. So you can see they're now slinging all their rounds out. They are firing at a much higher rate. I do not understand why the Madison is firing at a slow rate. I think it's a bug I'm experiencing. And this bad boy, he needs to fire his rounds. Oh, come on. It's Intrepid, and they can fire... Yeah, all confirmed hostiles now. Oh, the 055, they're going to engage the 055 with these bad boys. Fire for effect. And they've got none of the nice up-to-date ones. Yes, they only have the land attack, which they're firing. So you can see all the track lines for the missiles that are being fired. So this is a conventional Arleigh Burke group, or destroy convoy. And they have fired all of their rounds. You can see we've got we've got a gap between them and... I would like to get them in as a blob, but I don't think it makes much difference to anything here. Now, better plan. Turn cold. Hornet boys. Turn cold. Watch this as a strategy. So I'm going to have them probably circle over the top of Sling. Fire all of their rounds is one. But they've turned cold. We've got PL-15s. PL-15s do not have this range. PL-15s do not outrange an M120D. They're a Parrot missile. But now, it's doing 680 knots. They're doing 514 knots, so it's only closing a delta of 180 knots, which is nothing in aviation. You can see they've got this massive blob of targets. So in RGM-109s, which are the stealth ones, or so the Michelson stealth. See, this is the non-stealth version. You can see it looks different. It's just normal steel. It's like silver paint, sorry. And then we're going to probably fire from about this position here. Rivet joint. So you can see Rivet joint is a electronics surveillance aircraft. So it basically just hoovers up all the information going on around it. You can see elderly aircraft. This one joined US Air Force service in 1964. Was paid for in financial year 1964. So probably actually started flying in 65 or 66. But it's still a 60-year-old aircraft, which is incredible to think that these are still out in the world. They are still doing a really big, important job. Well, I didn't go weapons free. I don't know what he's going to achieve as weapons free, but that's chicken on the Jimmy Carter. So it is positive PIDing all of these targets for us. I'm going to... Because he's going to be creeping for about, 3 hours according to him. You can see we've got all these EM emissions. This is what the Rivet joint's giving us. And we've also got these potentially lost targets in this area, which are got Bulldogs aimed going at. It's not a particularly large gap we've got here, really, in the rounds. Sort of. So from the rearmost non-stealth to the the rearmost missile Sling to the front of Trebuchet, 50-mile gap, which at 500 knots isn't much. It's not. It would have been good to get them going in as a blob, but I really don't care. Really, the first few missiles, they're guaranteed. It's factored in that to the budget that they're going to get shot down. So these two aren't any sort of short. Oh, got any short targets only. Fairly doozy. Fairly doozy. Right. Now, we'll have Hornet, like I said, go all the way over the top of Sling. See, they've dropped their bags, they've got their Lorazm, and then we'll send them to the north to crash into the sea, basically. I wish I had a way to despawn them, I don't. But it's basically just vehicles I'm done with. I'll just send them at a right angle to the battle. Alright, I've got them going up. Where's the F-35s? So that J9 needs someone to have a word with him. Trust me, there's a method to the madness here. So one of them will sling and struck an AMRAAM in his face. I mean, he's still outside AMRAAM range. So you can see the theoretical maximum range for an AMRAAM is... Oh, it is. He is within AMRAAM range. How exciting! I don't know if that's seeker range versus theoretical range, but that's fine. Like, I do not care. If he's looking down, he's going, holy balls, missiles. But, look how long our little conga line of missiles is. You're looking at... Call it... 141 miles worth of missiles. It's insane. Right, Hornet. Cornetto flight. Cornetto flight? Yeah, go for it. Turn hot. What are we looking like in terms of commitments for rounds? Very large. So the very large contact. So it's the largest contact we'll say that we've got here on radar. So we're going to assume that's the character, because that should be the largest ship they've got with them today. So what we're going to do is salvo fire 20 of their Lorazms, and then 20, so that's 40 Lorazms going into that carrier. There we go. So they're going to turn around, fire, and then go home, hopefully. So you can see the Lorazms, they fall away, and the little wings drop out, engines kicks on, and they fly themselves away. Now, Hornetto flight. We'll go to Formation Manager, Hornet flight, and go to loiter pace, please. Now, look at that additional blob of missiles. Jesus. Turn hot. Now, I've got how many F-35s, which are going to do my dominance work as well? 4. So, that's 4 missiles, so that's 4 times 6, that's 24 rounds. But they are telling me they're not in range for their JASMs, which is keck. So what I'm going to do is just have them salvo fire. Oh, they've just fired them regardless. Well, that's probably a bunch of wasted ammunition. Hope it isn't. They look like naval strike missiles, actually. Like that. Whoa, that's a lot of anger. Woomph. I hope they've been fired at the right thing. If not, I'd be very, very sad. I hope they make it in and they don't just smash into the sea. In fact, we're just going to run them down, because now that they've got rid of all their JASMs, or getting rid of all their JASMs, Yeah, they're all Tomahawks. Anything coming out of these guys that isn't a JASM? I don't believe so. So they're going to aggress him now and fattle him out, basically. He's still got 2 rounds, so I will have him fire those when he's closer to, or more sort of in range. So Jimmy Carter, that worries me. The Jimmy Carter may need a deal out on that helicopter. Jimmy Carter to all stop, please. Mark 48s, just so I get an idea. Okay, I am actually going to have them in my range ring. That's good. If I can deal with it, use a stealth. Absolute worst case, if the Jimmy Carter gets attacked, I'm going to fire as many of my Mark 48s as I can straight ahead. What am I like for... I'm well within harpoon range. Good, good. Good to know, good to know. So they are at MCON. You can see they're just creeping along the water. Along the bottom of the water. I'm going to take them back up to a head 1/3, which is sort of creeping along. And yeah, we've lost that ESM contact, so we're going to assume they've disappeared off. But like I say, I'm going to definitely fire a spray of torpedoes into there as I'll really make their day bad. PL-15's coming in. Hang on. PL-9 is a short-range air... Okay, so how has this happened? Hang on. Single shot. Shoot him now. Please. That's just fucking embarrassing. Fucking... He's not got his gun with him. But he's spent his AMRAAMs on something. He's spent his AMRAAMs on something. So is he. What the beep are they doing? These guys are suicidally brave. And they've still got loads of missiles left. Right. Break. Pause. Orders. Ceasefire. Engage. 1 round for Delos. Actually, those guys, I'm going to have them proceed straight ahead. Buster. Let's watch that SM2 hopefully smack him. Let's hopefully smack the right guy as well. I don't understand how that happened, I will say. So this... I do not believe that PL-9 has the legs to do that. The reason I say this is a PL-9C, which appears to be the current version, has a theoretical range of 22 kilometres. Call that 1 mile, 1 3/4 kilometres. Let's call it a half, so let's call it about 14 miles. Because the F-35s are now bombing it as fast as their little legs will carry them. Plan. Offensive ECM, his ass. Fucking just jam him. But you have been ordered Buster. Why you're not in Blower right now, I do not know. But you don't know what you're on about, and you're just going to die. And that's fine. Right, I'm going to now order him to ceasefire. If he breaks up with this SM2, I'm going to be upset. After the shots he's made. Thonk. So they fired their rounds off. To be fair, they've got AMRAAMs, but I'm not sending them in. There's very little they're going to achieve, actually. What all I can really do now is have them all on. Just turn these all away. There we go. And that PL-15, that's a genuinely scary missile. Pause. Oh. But I think, this is my personal opinion, these missiles do not shed airspeed quickly enough. They should be far draggier than this. Because they're not that heavy, they don't have that much weight to gain energy with. And, like, the lethality of the warheads, and not the warheads, the Seeker heads, I about agree with. However, they are just massively overperforming our air-to-air missiles. And that's in terms of the physics of them. Now, I know the game engine does its own calculations on that, but I do not think it is accurate. There we go, I said it. Bear in mind, the Madison is still plinking missiles out. About 1.4 miles. Right, we're just going to do a jump cut to the future. Now, the good thing the Chinese now have is they have an AWACS airborne, I believe. Should be this KJ600. So you can see the KJ600, it's at low level for some reason, but it's basically, obviously it uses the E2 Hawkeye model, but it's a very similar aircraft. Right. I'm actually going to turn towards where we think the helicopter is, because I want to, in fact, just do that. He's just going to keep saying the whole day. Can I set him up somehow? So you will be able to see on here. It says 1985, it's not, it's 2028 roughly, is when this is sort of designed around. You can see that's going to run out of legs, which is disappointing. I don't understand why that fired. So I am incredibly deep. Well, I'm incredibly shallow, sorry. But the main issue you'd have here is me being spotted from above. Now, you can't see me because the water's quite dark. And I think we're going to be here quite some time because of the... we're about 9 hours ahead here, so it's at 7:30 at night now. I'm going to do a jump cut, because this is doing mine nutting as well, and we'll be there when the missiles get a bit closer. So, ha-he-hoo, we've got excitement and occurrences. So we've got missiles being fired at our missiles now. I believe it's our non-stealths that they're attacking. And they're flying the HHQ-9C. This is basically a copy of the US, well, not copy, but the Chinese equivalent of the PAC-3. Patriot PAC-3 missile, so it's a direct kill warhead, more designed for the high altitude work, but it's the more hostile, more capable missile, I apologise. What else we got coming in here? HHQ-9C, Q9C, Q9B. So this is more like your chunky boy Chinese take on the S-300. And I saw one more here, I saw BMD round, I believe. 9C, 9B. So HHQ-9s are oh yeah. So 9Cs, I apologise, being fired against us. Now I'm going to whip out my fun little thing from Trebuchet here. As the first missiles are now being attacked, what we'll do is purely unadulterated shitteth and giggleth. This is not aimed to hit anything, this is just aimed to shit them up a bit. We're going to fire. This is, of course, our. This is a hypersonic ground attack weapon. Now I'm going to fire this ahead of the carrier. So where I'm expecting the carrier to appear. So let's watch Resolute engage with that. Time is very much slowed down, as you can see by looking at the clock in the top right corner. That is due to the amount of computations that the sim has to do.
Contact faded. Track 7082.
Come on, guys, shoot it. Shoot it. I want to see you shoot it. In fact, would it actually engage?
04.
No, but it would just fire, like I say, just ahead of it. It's commandeer. Come on, shoot it. Right, well. Oh!
Contact faded. Track 7081.
So I'm going to ride in on one of those CPS rounds. I'm genuinely curious to see how the Chinese counterfire that. What we got here, those are our JASSMs. They're about to run out of legs, but nah, they can counterfire them if they want. We're way back up here now, above a Resolute. We've got a CPS round. Going pretty much straight up. Accelerating as it goes. Already twice the speed of sound plus.
Hostile air contacts detected.
Something falling right behind us there.
Bulldog away. Track
2,000 knots.
004. Multiple
Going through 18,000 feet, 20,000 feet.
70.
Still going pretty much straight up.
Hostile air
I'll just watch on the mini-map
detected.
where we are with the CPS round.
Bulldog away.
I'm going to just say,
Faded. Track contact faded. Track
actually pause for a sec.
away.
You
70.
just cease firing. Shut up. Oh. So you can see we're at 40,000 feet. Now this appears to be one of the the casing's fallen away, sorry. And this appears to be one of the more recent updates where it could go above 100,000 feet rounds. And the round is now going to come back down onto their foreheads.
1, 2, 4.
Now again, I'm not sure if this hypersonic vehicle would be used in this way. It probably could be. But I'm not sure if you would. Put it that way. Again, I'm using things like firing the ground attack Tomahawks. Those were fired not as anti-ship threats, but anti-missile maneuvers.
Multiple hostile. Contact faded. Bulldog away.
So you can see they are blunting this attack. So pretty much all of the rounds fired by what do you call it? By the Ali Burks are now shut down. Pretty much. Interesting. The line attack tomahawks are not yet engaged. So they're seeing the big ones, but that'll be because, like I say, they've got a Stop fucking firing bulldogs. Sorry, I'm just. Oh, it'll be Trebuchet. Right, Trebuchet. Ceasefire. I just want someone to not talk to me for like 5 minutes. Zaccardo. Right, they are now in the midst of our defending, so I am going to be a proper little dickhead. Single shot. I'm going to program search depth here as shallow. And let's start firing. I'm going to fire 1, 2, 3, and a moss.
Turn to course 085.
Fire all the rounds. Okay, so
Hostile contact faded. Track 7.
I'm hearing the clunk of the torps coming out.
Multiple
Yep.
hostile air. Contacts to
I'm really hoping that I've not just overcooked that massively.
7 1 6 3.
In fact, just to make sure they're paying attention to the fact that I'm here. That's 055.
Weapon air. Bad track. Type.
Oh, my bad.
Engaging track 7 0 0.
How many harpoons are going to be fired in this?
Fire.
So you can see this is my Mark 46 torpedoes.
Multiple hostile air. Surface.
It's going to take him a while to fire all of those rounds, which is fine.
Whip it away. Turn to course. Turn to course 0 7 0.
So as the torps are swimming out.
Air. Contact detected. Multiple. Hostile. Contact faded. Track 7 1 5.
The Jimmy Carter is going to get attacked here.
Contact faded.
I'll fire a single shot of a moss.
Confirmed.
And then. Yeah, so you can see the tubes are
7 1
basically saying I'm too deep, too shallow, sorry.
4.
Pro depth.
Air. Contacts detected.
Make depth 3-6, aye. I'm not going to dangle anything above. Just make as much noise as I can. I'm going to hide, and hopefully, when they see the ships on fire, the helicopters will go home.
Submerged submarine. Contacts detected.
Oh, they've got their own sub. No, I don't know what that's about, if I'm honest. But so most of the attack at the moment on my missiles is at a range of. So that's where they're defending to. It's about 70 miles. That's going to start to close, because bear in mind all of these missiles are going barreling in.
Contact faded. Contact faded. Track 7 1.
Now, the good thing.
2.
Uh-oh.
Track 7 0 0.
So this is him firing his harpoons out now. So this is when I really need to turn away. Do I? No, that's a harp, I think. Can I look at that? Can I ride the harpoon, because I do genuinely want to watch this bit. Yeah, this is my first harpoon going out. So you can see it swims out a bit, and eventually it'll turn to go up to the surface and launch vertically.
Contact faded. Track
Engine ignites. Harpoon.
6.
And they're like, where'd that missile come from?
Hostile air.
Now, these missiles are not going to get in. I know that much. But it's just more giving them inconvenience. And to be honest with you, the torpedoes are the bit if I was the Chinese, the torpedoes are what I'd actually be afraid of. Be interesting to see if... You know what? No, I'm going to ride this in. Why not? Like I said, I think the game is now fully ignoring what I set the fast forward to. Because look at that clock. This is at 5 times speed. 1/1000. Yeah, it's about 1 to 1 at some between about a fifth of speed. And it seems like, really? You're doing this to me now? We'll see what happens with this, and then I will do a jump cut. Okay, Harpoon's picked him up. It's dropping down to low level. Oh, they're being counter-fired. So the Harpoon is getting suspiciously close. Those tinkles I'm seeing, I'm pretty sure, are the deck gun engaging. Yep. YU-12. Oh, that's an ASROC round that's been fired. Oh, they're counter-torpsing me. Oh no, that's not good. Sorry, just that text was my work phone going, there's disruption due to a potential person being hit by a train. I'm like, no. Yikes. Alright, Jimmy Carter's turned the other way, so that it's out. It's going to be fine, unless their torpedo hits my torpedo. That's not going to be a problem. That's right on the back of this UGM-84. 15 miles to run. That is deck gunning range, really, for the front rounds. Like I say, if these get anywhere near, I'll be shocked. And yeah, but that's 8 miles away, 3 miles away. Jimmy Carter, turn this way. Head 1/3, please. Right. I feel like I'm going to spend more time now defending the Carter than I am actually watching these missiles get in. So you can see the Chinese are still firing the same counter missiles. However, the rounds are getting closer. So what are these? That's some RGM-109s. The closest rounds now, they're anti-shipping rounds, try and even see this. Call it, yeah, 60 miles. Okay, so it's not actually getting that much closer. It's just obviously we thinned out the missiles in that area, and then they're restarting again. Interestingly, I'm not actually seeing Mylar Rasmussen and where they went. Sorry about that. Second ping. So we're just going to watch the Doctor. I'll do a jump cut and we'll get there. So only one of the GM-84s now survives. That was destroyed whilst we were chatting. And then I will be doing more jumps in time. Easiest way to spot is to watch that time in the top right hand corner. I'm hearing bangs and those... Yeah, I can see the carrier. That's frankly impressive. Now, Harpoons are basically old and shit missiles, so, like, they're not really suitable for this sort of attack. But every bang you hear there, because I'm coming across at a weird angle for them, is difficult to hit. And it's getting them closer and closer, basically. I can't even see the trace. I can see the rounds as they're splashing past me. Oh, there they are. So you can see all of these rounds they're having to fire at my one UGM-84. These are rounds they can't later use to engage the far more lethal Tomahawks, and it reduces their chances later on in the day. Frankly, they should really just counterfire this with either a Seaways or a or a ram, but yeah, can't tell them what to do. We are just showing what we've got here. So this is going to be interesting when the torps, because they'll still have their wires intact, right? Can I still direct them? I can. Oh, torp decoys are already out, and it's the torpedo is 20 miles away, and it's swimming at a decent pace, which is good. And EGM 84. It's going for the 055. The 055 is now turned cold and is running, which is actually superb. You see that they're throwing fires and chaff out. Chaffs. Like I say, every single round, every bang you hear is a round they can't use to counter the far more lethal Tomahawks. This is incredible news. This one's going to hit us, right? No. This Tomahawk's just fucking going for it. Not Tomahawk, harpoon. I say this is going to be the one harpoon that actually does something with its life. Oh, that one's looking quite dangerous. 052 decal firing us. Yeah, this round looks very dangerous. The way you know it's coming for you is it's barely moving. No, it's going over the top of us. Getting very close. I wish I could just look at how many rounds they'd fired at this, but there's no way to get that as a report. This is a little harpoon that could. Now, is this designed to be a fair fight? No, it's not. Oh, they finally got it. It was a HQ-10, though, so it was one of the rams fired off the 055. And the 055 has pulled out the way and opened right up the carrier. 055 is going to absorb most of the rounds, I think, here. And this torp I'm going to send specifically for the very large contact, also known as El Carrier. No, I said this. No, this torp here, actually. That's right, slightly in front. I'll recall him more at the pack to target that. Can he be made to target a torpedo? No. So I'll fire a Moss. That way. Or is it just our torpedo tubes? Yes, torpedo tubes are just struggling. Justified.
Ahead 2/3. Maneuvering aye. Ahead standard. Maneuvering aye.
I'll just send it to very deep.
1, 2, 6, 6. Dive aye.
So it's sent to deep, but obviously he's not going to get much deeper than he is now. Like I said, there's a non-zero chance that YU-12 will pick up one of these guys and turn for them. Oh, my hypersonics are coming in now. So they've not been intercepted, interestingly, which is fair enough, I guess. If they can tell. Oh God. Oh, it's gonna go long. But that was a very good guess for completing at a punt. He's dipping. Right over the deck. But if he was doing, something like an EMP or something like that, that would be bad. And Shay's like, what the fuck was that? No, not doing an accent. I only do accents for the Russians because that's an accent I can do.
1, 2. Multiple. Hostile. Air. Contacts detected.
Tomahawks are feels like they're getting closer, but I can't actually tell. We'll just use 20 times speed again, and I'll do a jump cut and wait until some hogs are actually close. Now this is genuinely getting exciting. We are now at a point that we've got some Tomahawks that are 20 miles away, and behind them, under a line of track lines, we've got the Lorazums. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to ride the lead Lorazum because this is probably the most likely to actually score a kill here. In fact, we're going to watch from this level because this gives us the best overall God's Eye perspective. So at the moment, we've got swimming in some torps, which are probably not going to achieve anything. We've got our RGM 109s, which their seekers are now kicked on, and they're now looking for targets. These guys are going to attack this 055. The 055 is very, very heavily defended. Now, the Lorazums, they're going straight for the carrier, and the carrier is open. Oh no, they're going for a 052. Are they? No, I believe they're actually going for the carrier. I apologise. But the carrier is wide open. 055 was originally positioned strategically right in front of the carrier to absorb any sort of rounds for it and be in the best place to defend it. But they've turned to put the attack on their beam. Generally quite interesting to look at the theory behind. I'll keep time running it sort of normal. This sort of opens up all of their ram shooters. They've got them on both sides, so they'll probably turn back the other way eventually. But it opens up quite a few more sort of lines for them. And I presume that's why the AI has done that. Right. Speed up the time a bit more. Because I'm aware this is going along. So they are taking counter fire now, so obviously we're deck gunning them. 10 miles range. So deck gun's going. Now the rams are out, so they must have used up all of their long range shots because they're using rolling Afro missiles, and they're good, but it's like football. You don't want to use your goalkeeper to defend every single attack. It's the last layer of defence. They're very much like goalkeeper weapons. Firing. They're doing deck gun counter firing, so this is accurate. So they'll be using basically the equivalent of it's basically an airburst shell. So the radar can figure out where the missile is going to be, where it is. The computer figures out where the missile is going to be by the time the round gets there. It tells the round what range, and there's obviously errors of probability in that, and then it'll watch the round to see where the round's landing and correct based off that. Again, very, very clever stuff. The CRAM's still facing forward. When the CWIS is still facing forward. When that turns, that's when it's getting spicy. Okay, CWIS turned yet? CWIS still isn't turned to engage. That won't engage until quite close in, too far. So the aircraft are attacking our Lorazums, which is a shame. And I'm going to ride the second Tomahawk in. You can see that the gun's sighted in quite well. So it's still just going to be, it's other guns and getting involved as well from that. Something over that way, I don't know what. Interesting, it's not flying towards the ship. So they now need to sight in on me again. And then... okay, so it's doing its pop-up now, so the CWIS is kicking in. So this pop-up means the CWIS has got to drag itself up and drag its rounds up to intercept. I think this one's through. I think we've got a round on target now. This will be the first round, I think. There's a very good chance this will be in the first round. Remember, it can't see where the Seaways is, so it will happily fly into a Seaways round because it can't tell. That was so close. So incredibly close. Let's see, where's the next stuff behind it? So you've got your... Oh, they've all retasked themselves. Interesting. So there's some Logarithms have retasked themselves to 055, and some have remained on this the Type 003, which is the Fujian. And go, this missile's now entering its pop-up phase. It's very difficult to see in this game everything that's going on in terms of attacks. Fujian looks undamaged. This missile, though, it's going for it, it's giving it beans. 500 knots, it's holding it quite happily. Dive, dive, dive. This is bad. So Seaways is probably out of rounds now. Remember, the Seaways only fires about 20 seconds. Hit! First hit's on the 055. Good rounds. Tomahawk's going to hit it a second time. It's wide open now. It's going to go pretty much at the front VLS farm. That will be bad for any missiles left in there. Bang! So that's one dead ship pretty much. That is a dead ship right there. Over to Fujian. But it was firing its rams in support of 055. Let's see what's coming next. Yeah, got 185, 158 switch of the Logarithms coming in. Can I retask the Logarithms? I don't believe that I can. No, they are just fire and forgets. But 2 Logarithm coming in here. Oh. What are they going for? Yeah, that's one's dead. Pause. Pause. Gonna obviously have to task more missiles over to that, which I'll task from the incoming stream. And I'll task those over to this bad boy, but we'll just watch and see what's going on. So we know from the missiles basically telling us they've hit things. Well, not telling us they've hit things, but the telemetry on board the missiles. That thing is, so we're going to retask them over. So, oh, actually, no, they're being fired correctly. Ish. Oh no, so these are the T-lambs. So this is, remember, this was just attracting rounds, hopefully. Again, another unguided round that I fired in vaguely the right location to get very close to the carrier. You're seeing splashes that looks like sort of missiles detonating. Hit. So that was a 158 Logarithm hitting the 0555. TLM's going to do a flyby on the... So it appears they can see this is a TLM, so they aren't shooting it. I don't think this is realistic. I think they would shoot it regardless. Unless, of course, they were out of rounds, which is entirely plausible. I can't check that. But again, for a shot in the dark, that's bloody close. It says on the deck, like, what the fuck? This RGM is going to be a bit concerning. Right, I'm just going to take a chance to have a look and see what the Carter's up to. So its torpedoes are swimming in, they are getting closer. And they're at 15 miles range out. So they are sort of in conservation mode. We've lost the top that was inbound. There's a decoy there from 052C, which is impressive, quite frankly. And yeah, but let's see. Let's see what this guy's doing. Ooh. Oh no. It's going to go right to the side of it, innit?
Contact faded.
That is one lucky Fujian.
8-0. New air. Contact detected.
Couldn't have scripted that to do that. But that is one lucky ass Fujian. But the fact that these are flying through without any counterfire, either the game's cheating, which is entirely possible, or we need our counter-firings. So they are now going to miss because they're going to all go behind, which is fine. We're now got the rest of these missiles coming in, so you... Come on. Set you. So I'm going to pause break and I'm going to retask everything on 055. Stand by one. So, really quick little update. We've reached a very interesting part of the battle, and that is the 003 is now recovering aircraft. Because it's sent all its aircraft away to go do things, and they've, wreaked the havoc that they're going to wreak. But now, they're recovering them, right? Because they're either out of fuel, or out of rounds, or both. So you've got this guy coming for an overhead break. But yeah, this is now the problem, because now their options are either, which is probably the more sort of realistic option, IRL, tell them to beggar off 50 miles to the east, and you'll tell them when it's safe to come back in, because you're going to be taking a lot of incoming missiles in the next few minutes, and you don't want anything else in the air to deal or to confuse your radars. You want, or you're going to tell them to smash their face into an incoming Tomahawk because you've got no defences left, because you probably don't at this point.
Hostile air. Contacts detected. Bandits.
Which is why I'm quite excited for these torps that's swimming in.
Contact faded.
Like I say, it's either going to go up the wake of that 052C or right up the tailpipe of that
Contact
003.
Contact faded. Bandits. Contact faded. Track.
There's a Type 52C that doesn't appear to have any missiles tasked to it, which is a shame.
Contact faded. Track 7, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah, this 052C got missed out somehow. Don't worry.
Bandits.
We'll probably bring the... Yeah, we'll bring the car down. Ahead standard.
Maneuver.
Parry depth.
Make my turn to course. 0, 5, 4. Hell my.
I'm presuming he's just trying to avoid
Contact faded.
crashing into a hill down here.
7,
Because I've sent up to periscope.
7.
This is probably going to be the first one to hit Fujian. So this won't be a good, entirely perfect litmus test as to whether Fujian knew that the T-Lambs were T-Lambs, because they've had a couple of minutes now to reload. Yeah, see, going counter-fire from Rams, which is a very real shame.
7, 3, 4, 6.
Keep the rounds coming. Keep firing. Keep firing. Gun rounds are coming in.
Contact faded. Track 7, 3, 9, 2.
You know what, just in the interests of, somewhat perplexing these guys. Re-attack, re-attack, re-attack. Back to track 3, please. But just to show you, the 055, which we attacked initially because that was the biggest, scariest threat for us for our missiles, it's on the bottom. They've taken the life rafts all up above it, but you can just see the outline there, which is quite dark, I think, actually. So they're basically now saying Fujian's probably launching and recovering. So yeah, they're firing HHQ-10s. The HHQ-10s, of course, they are the show reds, so they are, I think, Panzer, but again, Chinese equivalent. But they can't get the way out of all that. And the 055 is now on the bottom, so it's not creating any radar contact, so these two guys are going to get it up the ass. What's Jimmy Carter doing? Depth 3-5, aligning to course. Head standard, please.
Bandits, turn to course. 0, 5. Contact faded. Track 7, 3, 9, 2. Bandits.
Yeah, bear in mind one of those torps is going to go for him as well by the looks of things, which will be quite useful for us. This torp, can I just send it active now? Is there a way for me? No, there isn't a way for me to do that other than to just... Oh, I can use it to target him. Convenient. And this other torp, that was uninvolved, it'll just swim to there if it can. In fact, can I just send it active, like, now? Just see what it does with itself. So the torpedo is going to get to the end of the wire here and basically go, right, I'm active, and try and find a target. And they're in a range where they can really do some damage, actually. The Jimmy Carter. I've got some Hawks left on board, right? Yes, they do. Salvo fire 4, please. Fujian.
7, 0, 0. Contact faded. Track 7, 3, 9, 7.
But even the if we fully just our little attack here ran out of steam right now, we've really caused them a lot of damage in sense that we've sank the 055. We have. And we've expended all of their long-range anti-air ammunition. This is now a very vulnerable group, and they've got to run away and go home. And that's deeply, and that is, strategically, it's not for the 055, it's a hard kill. It's that ship's not going back out ever again, but it's going to take them a long time to replenish all these missiles. Arguably, US same traffic because they've used so many rounds. But like I say, then the nearest replenishment situation for these guys, presuming current port availability, is mainland China, and that's a very long way away. For the US, Diego Garcia Atoll sort of out here somewhere, but yeah. So Mark 48, I believe that is now a torp that's searching. And got 3 Tomahawks on the way in. And a Moss, which I should have tubes ready soon for a Moss shot. So that's 2 torps that hopefully that torp isn't going up that torp's wake. That would be problematic. Well, that's 55 knots, it's a searching pattern. Just retask that one to there. Can I tell this one to go over there? Yes, I can. Oh, this game is good in terms of what it lets me do. And 003. Is it taken rounds yet? No, we've not put a hole in the deck. Seaway is now kicking in for the 003. Pink. That's one it's got, but you can see as well, it used more rounds because it was still firing rounds by the time that it exploded. So those rounds have got to get down range. Like it basically wasn't the last bullet that killed it. It was for let's say the 10th, and the last 10 bullets before you realised they're still on their way. That counter firing. The sound stopped, but the round's still going. It's still firing. Bear in mind, each series only has about 20 seconds of ammunition. See what I mean? That is going up still, because it catches fire and goes up, then it comes down. The radar takes a while to realise that it's dead. It's not particularly guided.
Contact faded. Track 7409.
Both series are going. That is... Convergence is very close. I don't dare pause because it's... But almost this video is so long. I'm sorry. But like full tactical battles, they take time, guys. Better mind something, but... Oh, chaps going out. Oh. That's quite a cool visual for a screenshot. No. Thumbnail right here. And now that carrier has got to go home and be repaired. So we could stop firing entirely now. We don't need to sink it. We just need to put a hole in the deck. Make it not want to hang around anymore. Bear in mind, all these other rounds are coming in. But that is basically the battle's over. Poked a massive hole in the deck. That is all we needed. So I'm just going to fast forward to the future. Still defending itself. But like I say, it's on fire. The it's mission killed now. It can't launch aircraft. He's going to disappear under the deck soon. Yeah, it's HH10 still. So you got more and more rounds coming in. Last UGM-84, it's going to pop up now by the looks of things. No, it's not. It's not popped up yet. Pause, so I can actually get my camera on the right location before we smash faces. Or has it been... It's been decoyed. Well, that's fun. Yeah, so it's now it's picking on that 052D instead. Can't really task him. He's mad dogging it now. But this torpedo, it's 6 miles away. No one's stopping that bad boy getting in. The little like I say, the little thingy that could here may actually achieve something. That 109 is looking for something because obviously it was going for 055, but I can't see it anymore. But yeah, 003 is officially killed now according to the game. Obviously it's still afloat, so from our radar's perspective, he is still alive. We can see as humans that he is not going to do anything, but the radars in the missiles, they just see a target. Torpedoes going in to finish her off. Along with death by 1,000 tomahawks.
Hit track. Contact faded. Track 7417.
Hit hit,
Contact
hit.
faded. Track 7,
So
4,
interestingly, my torps from the Jimmy Carter have just pushed them completely away.
track 7, 0,
Dear the Jimmy Carter, please can I go that way?
6. Multiple hostile air contacts detected. Contact
What we'll do is we'll
faded.
say
Track 7, 3, 8, 0. Multiple hit track 7, 0, 0. Bandits. Multiple air contacts detect. Hit track 7,
this thing go pretty atomized by now.
7, 4,
Yeah,
3,
pretty atomized.
6.
But like I say,
Contact
that torp's going to swim up here.
track.
First time I've used a torp in Sea Power, I think, actually.
Full bandits.
But having a submarine lying in wait like that is a completely realistic. Oh no, we did for an alpha, didn't we? Sorry, I used the wrong pause button there. So this is our little torpy boy. He's now 55 knots. Still. He's got 3 miles. Whilst we're at it, re-attack.
Faded. Track 7, 4, 4, 1. Bandits.
You get a tomahawk, and you get a tomahawk. And you get a tomahawk. No, this one, I really should just task 2 that and be done. Can now really bring the River Giants back there.
1, 2, 7. Bandits.
So it's turning, searching. So it's got seeker head on it. It's searching for a target. That's what that pattern is.
Contact faded. Track 7, 4, 4, 4. Contact faded. Track 7.
That 052D is about to have a very bad day. Look at the amount of rounds coming for him all at once. Now, they've since realised he's not where they thought he was, which is sub great, but yeah.
Contact faded. Track 7, 3, 7. Bandits.
I do not understand how to convince the Jimmy Carter
Track 7, 4,
to follow hors d'oeuvres.
8. New air contacted. Ceasefire. Track.
So he's going to chop all his rest things. Maybe he'll turn then.
Contact faded. Track
He's just proceeding forward at 10 knots.
5, 0. Contact faded. Track 7. Bandits. 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 Ahead. Contact faded. Track 7, 3, 8, 8.
Have the missiles detected where that 052? See, he's pretty much right Grand Strike land here. Uh-oh. That's his chaff going up. Jack gun. I think he's going to beach himself in panic.
Hit track 7, 0.
Oh, the Fujian's just been hit by a top. Is it on the bottom yet? Yeah, it got hit as it was going down. How very humiliating. Oh, the bow's out. No. So yeah, like I say, this way you wouldn't recover aircraft during this sort of attack, because if you do get destroyed, the aircraft's now gone as well. And you probably could have got it to somewhere on land. Very stoic, these Chinese gentlemen. I presume Chinese warships are like mail only.
4, 5,
Happy to be corrected on that. So these will, I think they'll correct the attack actually correctly.
Contact detected.
The Jimmy's finally turned on course. It's cavitating like mad. But I'm going to take him to head 2/3, please.
Maneuvering aye.
No cavitation, please.
Bandits.
You can see he's turned himself away now. And the hope would be I can basically get him to fire a torp up the 5.2Cs, but he's got a lot of catching up to, and the 5.2Cs are going to be outrunning him. Except it'll be like 20 knots. Yeah, 32 knots. They're like roosted, like they'll have like rooster tails in the water because they're just running away.
7, 4, 5, 8 is classified. Hostile, helo.
But I'm probably going to call it there because, to be honest with you, aside from that last 052 that's just refuses to die, he's jumping around all over the show. They're all about to get blown to smithereens, basically.
5, 6.
Very interesting radar issues there. But what is my conclusion? So, the return of the basically basically a floating VLS suite. The return of the concept of floating VLS suite. I'd be in favour of that actually. I think it's a sensible. If the war you're looking to fight is large scale naval combat, then yeah, I think an armament ship like that is absolutely great. However, the problem we have is I think a ship like that would probably only really be justifiable in the event that all-out war is started or all-out war is imminent. So sort of, to put it in World War II terms, you'd build a ship like that either in 1941 or in 1939. You just wouldn't, you wouldn't build that in peacetime because there's no justification for, because all of those missiles that you got floating around in that VLS, there's a price associated to those. It's quite a few million a pop, and all it takes is a captain to get a drunk one night and cock up and crash it, like that 052D I believe it is about to, and you've lost quite a substantial chunk of your missiles. Or it takes one sort of golden BB moment with a hang on. Takes one sort of golden BB moment with the other one, with the other side getting one round in a place that's deeply inconvenient to you. It requires a lot of protection. That's why it's so far from the front. But I think overall as a concept, it's sound. It works. At the end of the day, it's just the concept is just float as many missiles out there as you dare. Quite frankly. And last thing before I end the video, has 052D crashed into the beach yet? Nobody's about to. At 32 knots. Let's see how this goes. Just do a jump cut and see if it's crashing at the beach in a few moments. So unfortunately the captain realised what he was about to do and is now turning away from the beach. So won't crash himself into the beach. How very sad.